Her Majesty Queen Margrethe II arrived in Aarhus harbor, where she was greeted by Jacob Bundsgaard, mayor of Aarhus municipality, representatives of the municipality and local residents. For the next few weeks, Her Majesty will stay at the Palace of Marselisborg, and traditionally the Queen is officially welcomed at Aarhus when her summer stay begins. The first mention of Marselisborg dates back to 1500. At that time the estate was called Havreballe, o bale yard. In 1661 Frederick III, on payment of his debt, transferred the lands and the palace to the Dutch merchant Gabriel Marcellus, who renamed the palace in his honor, calling it Marselisborg. For 2 centuries, the palace changed hands until in 1825 it was bought by General Gersdorff, who had served the Russian Tsar in the Caucasus and Bulgaria. In memory of this, some of the buildings were named after the cities of Bulgaria. Varna and Silistria exist to this day. In 1896 the municipality of Aarhus bought the residence, and in 1899 the palace burned down. Designed by architect Hackkampmann, Marselisborg Palace was built in 1899 to 1902 on the land of the old Marselisborg estate and was presented by the Danish people to the royal family on the occasion of the wedding of Crown Prince Christian and Princess Alexandrine of Mecklenburg-Schwerin. The palace is a gift of the people in the sense that the project was funded by individual financial contributions. Several towns in Jutland took part in the project, and in return their coats of arms are hung on the palace. After the death of Queen Alexandrina in 1952, the palace was abandoned for 15 years. In 1967 the mansion was restored and presented by Frederick IX to Crown Princess Margrethe and Prince Henrik. Margrethe and Henrik used the palace as their summer residence and also held family events such as Easter, Christmas and family birthdays here. The highlight of this palace is that it is the only one owned by Queen Margrethe and not by the state. The Queen pays taxes for the palace and its lands into the state treasury. The palace park was designed by architect Christian Didriksen in the traditional English landscape style, with large wide lawns dotted with small ponds, groups of trees and shrub-covered slopes. There is a magnificent rose garden with some of Queen Alexandrina's rose varieties preserved. Today, the garden has more than 350 varieties of roses, which are planted on the lawn in the form of a maze. Palace Park extends to the shore of Aarhus Bay, where there is a large memorial park. To the south of Marselisborg Palace is the botanical garden of the Aarhus Forestry and Deer Park, which is part of the extensive forests of Marselisborg. To the west and north of the palace are the Aarhus Hippodrome and the Athletic Stadium. In 2011, Margrethe gave a tour to Johan Bender, who wrote a book about Marselisborg.